Okay? This is the hard part, where I refer back to myself a few weeks ago when I said you have to try your best to not get too hyperbolic about reports you hear out of training camp, because they're going to start to be reported fast and furious. Here's the thing. There are boxes that need to be checked before the hype reaches maximum capacity. And by the way, you have to be subscribed to this channel, because now that the pads are on, we're going to be talking every single day about the Las Vegas Raiders, essentially until the season starts. And then we're going to be talking about them all the time anyway, right? But if you're not subscribed, get us to 14,000. That would be a massive milestone we're trying to get to. Can we get there before kickoff? Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. 40-something days. Hit that like button, drop comments. When Dante Thornton, and we're going to talk about a lot of different people, when Dante Thornton started making plays without pads on, we said, okay, getting first-team reps. No pads on. We'll see what happens when you put the pads on, you become a different player. Pads are on today. 65-yard throw from Geno Smith to Dante Thornton at Raiders camp. Touchdown. We got tweets to read. We got reports to break down. We got Christian Wilkins to talk about. Here's what I want to say. There are boxes that need to be checked, like I said. Step 1, show out when you're not in pads. Check. Step 2, put the pads on. You are just as good, if not better. Because sometimes these speedsters, when the pads come on, there's a level that decreases. Everything starts to get a little harder, right? A little slower you start to run. But it seems like Dante Thornton, I keep doing that, is as advertised. No knock on Jack Besh. But this kid is wide receiver too. It's going to be cemented. Step 3 is, do you show out in the preseason, or something I mentioned, which would be pretty crazy, do you not even dress? If you're not even dressing your 4th-round rookie wide receiver, Houston, we have liftoff. Like, it's about to get crazy. It's about to get wild here for Raider Nation, because there's starting to be some steam picked up, especially on like First Things First, which is like the premier sports show. I love First Things First. Nick Wright's been talking a lot about how the Raiders are being disrespected. The Panthers have better playoff odds than us. We're going to make the playoffs. And the one thing that he said is, well, they need another wide receiver. Not the way Dante Thornton's playing. Not the way Dante Thornton is playing. So, like I said, leave your likes and comments about all this stuff. Let's just get right into some of the tweets here, man, because then we got a lot of stuff to read. I mean, this is going to be a nice, juicy video. Hit likes, hit comments. Hit comments? That doesn't make any sense. This is Ryan McFadden. He covers the Raiders for ESPN. First day in pads. Day 5. Let's zoom in a little so the kids at home can see what we're seeing here. Is everything good to go? Yes, sirree. Okay, so full day of attendance. The first thing he says is linebacker Tommy Eichenberg have played some reps during the first team period. That's a good moment to pause and to look into the camera and say, guys, Aiden O'Connell's not going to start the season as the quarterback. Okay, that's not going to happen. There's no quarterback competition. I know Pete says everybody likes to compete, and this has become something that has been posted by a couple Raider channels out there, even though the people that posted them have said the same thing. Like, they're not starting Aiden O'Connell. Now, the argument of, well, they pay Geno all this money, so that's why he's going to start. That's not a good argument, because the Seahawks played Matt Flynn and all this money back in the day, and they started a rookie Russell Wilson. If Aiden's the better quarterback, he'll start. However, he's not the better quarterback. Aiden has looked good in camp. We're allowed to say that. Everything's fine. He's looked good in camp. Geno's also looked like Geno, like a top 10-ish quarterback in the league, and Aiden is just not that. Now, can Aiden continue to improve to be the best backup in the league? Sure. And then maybe we don't draft a quarterback. We hand the keys off to Aiden. But for right now, JPJ is taking second-team reps, and Geno is taking second-team reps sometimes because they just want to get everybody in the mix in case people get hurt. That's it. EOC. End of conversation. Let's move on. And this is probably, look, linebackers go down a lot. And Tommy Eichenberg, maybe he's playing a little bit better, and that's why he's getting some first-team reps. So let's see what happens. During red zone, 11-on-11 drills, Geno Smith. Hold on, I just want to make sure that I'm still recording. Okay. Geno Smith threw an interception in the end zone to cornerback with Cameron Richardson. Smith tried to hit Trey Tucker, but Richardson jumped in front of the pass and attempt to record a pick. And he did, threw an interception. Yeah. I like that. I like hearing that D-Cam is making some plays. Aiden O'Connell throws a touchdown pass to rookie wide receiver Jack Besh. I've heard that Jack and Trey Tucker are battling for the slot position. I heard that it's Jacoby Myers, wide receiver 1, Dante Thornton, wide receiver 2, and then these two are both going to be in the mix a lot here. Darian Porter and Eric Stokes are the first-team cornerbacks to start the next session of team period. Richardson was first during the red zone period. That's interesting. Where's Jacorian Bennett in all this? That's very interesting. If somebody knows what's going on with JB, let me know. But the fact that D-Cam and Darian Porter seem to have already leaped Jacorian Bennett, that could be a key as to why, a lot of people were saying, do you think we're going to go out and add another linebacker or go out and add another corner? And they clearly thought we need to get another linebacker, and that's Jermaine Pratt. They even have Jamal Adams now, who's changing the position to sub-linebacker, which I predicted in my Discord, which, by the way, link in the description below and the pinned comment. The Discord, join it. It's completely free. It's just a big group chat where we're talking about the Raiders all the time with a bunch of different subscribers and fans of the channel. Also, patreon.com/ALLaBorde Raiders. We just got another member. Shout out to John, my new member. Shout out to John in the comments. There's a $5 tier, $10 tier. Link in the description below, and it is the pinned comment. We signed Jermaine Pratt. We didn't sign Mike Hilton or Jair Alexander or Asante Samuel Jr. because it seems like the regime in place has faith in Porter and D-Cam right now, and Stokes, and to a lesser degree, I guess, Jacorian Bennett, to make some plays. And right now, it seems like, that video came out of Brock catching a beautiful dime from Geno Smith. Darian Porter was right there on the coverage. It was just a better play by the offense. So I really like what I'm hearing out of camp with these cornerbacks. Geno Smith throws a deep pass to Dante Thornton, who sped past Darian Porter before making the catch. Guys, this really could be the difference between 9 wins and 11 wins, or 8 wins and 10 wins. Brock Bowers was a contested grab near the sidelines for a first down. DeCamerion Richardson was in coverage. So, see, they're playing right on him, but Brock Bowers is just a better player. After Smith's dime to Bowers, he tried to hit the all-pro tight end again, but the pass was broken up by Jermaine Pratt. So, look, a lot to love there, right? A lot to love there. I say we just hop into the Sports Illustrated article here that I have here. What I saw at Raiders training camp first day in pads. Now, look, I know it's a Hondo Carpenter article. Some people accuse him of being a little too positive. But let's just take his words at face value in terms of this is what happened, and then we talk about it, okay? Some of his likes and dislikes. Today was the first day in pads for Las Vegas for the 2025 NFL training camp, and I bring you the inside scoop. I mean, there's no doubt that he's an insider for the team. Like, it just is what it is. Day 5 for the Las Vegas Raiders 2025 NFL training camp had the game being played like it should be, in pads, with great crowds of fans. The silver and black were well prepared for the physicality that defines this great game. Hondo really has a way with words, doesn't he? As your Las Vegas Raiders beat writer on Sports Illustrated, I will share what stood out to me. Please note that I will be commenting. I will be commenting on any specific information. I will not, probably. That could, that's a typo. Okay. The offense. Every day of this camp, I told you about Aiden O'Connell's new look and new release. Today was no exception. However, he played his best. O'Connell threw with confidence. He sat in the pocket and let plays develop. He was in command. He has best day of camp yet, and to do that with pads says a lot. Now, some will read into that, but he isn't QB1. That's exactly what I said. But he is finding the right ingredients to grow into that role someday. More on O'Connell's great day as we go on. Look, I've heard that. Like, it's okay to say that Aiden O'Connell's had a great camp and not be implying that he's going to start. He is not going to start. I just shake people who think that's going to happen, or who think that I'm saying that by saying he's had a great camp. All you want to hear from Aiden is that he continues to get better, and you never know. One day, 2 or 3 years down the road, you just hand the keys off to some kid that's just ready to take the reins. Stranger things have happened. Aiden O'Connell, great camp. Love to hear it. Hard worker. I have spoken so much about Geno to Brock Bowers, and today is no exception. His ball placement was terrific, and he hit Bowers with perfect strikes. Speaking of Bowers, who was the second best player on the field, probably behind Max Crosby, he made a terrific play on Jeremy Chin, who was an outstanding player and got a massive separation. To be fair, with all the press and love Bowers gets and deserves, his speed is underrated. Wow. I mean, remember when people were mad that we drafted him? Geno had one, and you could argue two bad passes all day, but as per usual, he had dozens on the money. The second-string offensive line was significantly better today. They struggled with timing yesterday on one particular play, and I didn't see that today. Credit coaching and discipline. If the season started today, Jacoby Myers, Trey Tucker, and Dante Thornton would be your starting wide receivers. Wow. This is not a slam on Jack Pesh, as it is a pat in the back to Thornton, who was playing very well. Sometimes you force the issue, man, and I'm sure Jack is doing all he can. Look right here. Besh had a terrific red zone touchdown from Aiden O'Connell today as well. Another great play by AOC and a super catch by the rookie. Rookie Caleb Rogers again keeps stacking plays. Sure, he is a rookie, but he is destined, I would expect, in 26 to be a starter. I would agree with that. And the skill set is evident. I love the depth that we have at the line position for the first time in a long time. I like how the rookie works on preparation, is consistent, and competes and doesn't repeat mistakes. One of the most interesting plays today was Geno Smith at quarterback and Phillip Dorsett at wide receiver. Forgot he was on the team. Jalen Smith was in coverage. And let me make this clear. Smith had perfect coverage. Geno threaded a needle and completed a pass to Dorsett. I felt bad for Jalen Smith. But this is what happens when your quarterback is a top 15 type guy. Geno can make plays that aren't there. I have sung the praise of Ashton Genty, and deservedly so. With that established, I know that I'm shocked at his ability to catch the football as a receiver, and I know that he's even better than the Raiders thought he would be. Preach, Hondo. Oh, my goodness. See? Look, lower your expectations. Just lower them. Lower your hype level. Everything's going to be fine. Take a deep breath. And we're back. He's going to be very dangerous this season, and I'm back to being hyped up again. Defense just can't count on his running. Now they have to fear him as a wide receiver, which is the one knock. Can he catch the ball? Apparently he can. He will eat early, but once teams have to account for him, Jacoby Myers and Brock Bowers owe him a private room dinner at Lowry's. Don't understand the reference. There was one play, and I could write about 10, but there was one in particular in which Genty took off on a route and beat Amari Gainer so bad that the young linebacker grabbed his shirt and Genty drug him down the field on his route. It was an obvious penalty that saved the touchdown, but it was a statement by the young running back. Speaking of young running backs making a statement, Dylan Loudby had a good play today. He made a move on. I don't care about any of this, so I'm being honest. I know I talked about a lot, but another example of Dante Thornton, Geno Smith hit his hands with the perfect strike and congestion that he dropped. However, the rookie on the next play grabbed the grand ball. He doesn't repeat mistakes, which is big for a young pup trying to be a dog. I mean, this is a detailed report from Hondo Carpenter. We'll stop halfway through here. To me, the story of the day was the offense won the practice. Defense wasn't bad, but the offense is not what we're used to here in the desert. They did not look mediocre today. So I think the reason to get hyped up about this is because if you compare these reports to the reports last year, and I talked about this a little bit before, the reports last year were like, Aiden had a good play. Gardner had a good play. Looks like Aiden has the lead in camp. Max Crosby looks good. Zamir White is strong. That's it. It wasn't like, and then it was like Brock Bowers is really good. But it wasn't like, God, this is night and day from the year before. God, look out for this team. God, that we can make some noise. Ashton Genty is better than we thought. Darian Porter is cornerback. Like, you can tell the quality of play that's happening on the field compared to last year is high. Now, I know, low bar. Bar's on the floor. But we've said this 1,000 times. If Aiden started every game, they probably win 6 games instead of 4. So you're telling me the improvements that they made this offseason can't get you to 9 or 10 wins? You can't give me 3 more wins? I think they can sleepwalk to 9 wins with what I'm hearing. So before we get into the defense, let me take a drink of my water. And also let me shout out my patrons. Bang, bang. Shout out to my $5 and $10 patrons. John Fresno right here is my new patron. Everyone, give it up for John in the comments. If you want to become a new patron, you can get your name at the end of the credits, get exclusive content never before seen on YouTube, get ad-free content, get videos like this days in advance. You could also help me edit some videos. I always ask about titles and thumbnails. Link is in the description below and is also the pinned comment. Patreon.com/ALLaBorde Raiders. Here we go. The defense. Max Crosby's a cyborg. Confirmed, Hondo. He plays the game at a level that only an elite Hall of Famer can do. And while you enjoy what you have, Raider Nation, he is a Michael Jordan, a Kobe Bryant. There will never be another Max Crosby. No doubt. Defensive tackle Keandre Corbin is a young DT who you can see some little flashes from. No big things, but little flashes, and he has to do more. But you can see why he's here. Okay. D-Camp continues to stack good plays. He got a beautiful, this is so massive. He got a beautiful pick off Geno Smith in the red zone today. That's huge. Was he perfect? Of course not, but he's playing like CB1, and that's encouraging. Shout out to Tom Telesco. Darian Porter, the rookie could be, did a lot of good today. He dropped an interception that he simply should have had. It's like he plays like that, the separate, the young guys from the vets, and I know he would love to have that back. Oh, it's plays like that separate, yeah. Defensive tackle Tank Booker looked the best today that he's looked. Don't know who that is. Interesting. Jermaine Pratt made his presence known for the first time today. I was impressed with his quick thinking and was mildly shocked by his reflexes. Tommy freaking Eichenberg, here's where Hondo gets a little crazy, continues to get some reps with the ones. Not all, but freaking, is that what Hondo's calling him? Okay. Is pushing and putting some good reps on tape. The confidence of Malcolm Kuntz is very evident. He's playing well and feels well. He has never been arrogant. Love Malcolm. Side note, what the heck is this RV? It's sick. Anyway. But an absence of arrogance doesn't mean lack of confidence. So it's great to see him playing to the standard of his pre-injury. Love that. It is no secret. I like the skill set of Trey Taylor. Today in passing situations, I thought he looked terrific. Okay. Jeremy Chin does so much, so well, but today he went up for the ball and high-pointed it. Love that. Nothing here is really standing out. Jamal Adams as a linebacker experiment is shaping up to make Pete Carroll look really smart. I love that. I didn't love him as a safety when we signed him, but I like that. Every single day, Adams is impressed in what is shaping to be a better linebacker room on the field than it looked on paper. That used to be a negative, and now it's positive. He's without a doubt the best covered linebacker the Silver and Black have on the roster. And while no one can cover Brock Bowers at the linebacker spot, and I mean no one in the NFL, Adams made him work for it. Okay. Twice today, Adams made wowza-type plays, plays that superstars make. And while not perfect, he is imposing. Okay, Hondo. I like what I'm hearing. Obviously, the biggest takeaways from that are D-Cam, Darian. That's huge. You don't understand how big that is. If we hit on both of these guys, we could expedite this rebuild. That's how you do it. The reason why the Commanders are able to expedite the rebuild is because they got a better coaching staff than they had last year. That's what we did. And they completely changed what they had at quarterback. Now, we're not going to have that same surprise at quarterback. We know what Geno is. So we're not going to be able to sneak up on people in terms of what Geno puts on tape. But we can sneak up on people with Dante Thornton and Darian Porter and D-Cam, right? And Ashton Genty. That's how you have your advantage, and that's how you expedite the rebuild. So I couldn't be more excited about all this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like I said, hit that like button, comment away. We're not done yet. Because I'm a Raider content creator, and this is a story that's been happening. I'm just gonna try to read this, and then I'm just gonna read it. Adam Scheffner shares awkward kiss incident between Wilkins and Raider teammate. The ESPN insider made clear that the incident was not what caused the Raiders to release Wilkins. Okay. Sure. The Raider... okay, I'm just going to get to this. Okay. Well, the fact still holds true. Scheffner recently revealed an interaction between Wilkins and one of his Raider teammates. I wish I would know what teammate it was. That may have further ostracized Wilkins from the organization. Speaking to people inside the locker room, I think what everyone is dancing around and tiptoeing around is the fact that when you speak to people inside the locker room, they say that Christian playfully went to kiss a teammate on the top of the head. Those are some of the people that said that the player took offense to it. So that's what everyone's been dancing around and tap dancing around. Playfully kissed the team on top of the head. Yeah, Pat went on to deliver his takeaway. That tells me a lot of things. If that happens in the locker room and they go and they report it to HR, that means the locker room probably didn't mess with him. In any case, Schefter made it clear the awkward incident didn't directly lead to the Raiders voiding his contract. Okay. My initial takeaway I don't think Christian Wilkins is I don't think he meant it with like malice or to make people feel uncomfortable. I think he's just an eccentric guy. I don't want to use the word weird. We're all a little weird. I think he just is comfortable and was just silly. And for some people, that might not bother them. But he's a big man. He's a big man. When a big man does that to you and you don't like it, it makes you uncomfortable. And if they reported it to HR, that clearly makes people uncomfortable. And then you couple making people uncomfortable on top of not taking your rehab seriously, on top of making all this money, on top of making the organization look stupid. You got to go. It just is what it is. I don't think that on its surface, the kiss is liable to get somebody cut. I think he's just an eccentric guy. He's a silly guy. But you add that in with his lack of awareness of any sort of situation. Goodbye. Am I being harsh? Am I not being harsh enough? I don't know. That's just my initial thoughts. Like, I'm just trying to give you my opinion on it. That's all I like to say on that. Please hit that like button and comment away. Like I said, shout out to my 5 and 10 letter patrons. Shout out to John, the new patron, who's going to be the next person to get shouted out on this channel. We got, wait, one more thing. And I have a lot of these, but I just want to make sure we are on the same page here. 725-253-0264. You can call that anytime, day or night. Leave me a voicemail message. That's going to be tomorrow. I'm going to be answering some voicemail questions. I'm sure a lot of you are going to have thoughts about it, thoughts about training camp that you want to talk about. If you're a $5 patron, you have the ability to call in live like Omar and Mario did. So, yeah, there's that number. Again, shout out to my patrons. Hit that like button, comment away, and please be sure to subscribe. It's free after no charge to you. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.